Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is set for one episode. Your host from Columbus, Ohio, is Michael Kirk. Welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast. Hello and welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast, your digital audio dirt sheet for all things Supershow. Top story this week. We are less than 1 week away from Florida's big creative competitor tournament, Sunshine Smackdown. This is an annual tournament held by FCW and House Rules Gaming, their home store. It will be at the store from what I understand this year. $35 for a ticket. Tickets currently available for sale on the House Rules Gaming website. Details about the tournament. The Hall of Fame competitor list is booked. Any singles competitor that has been used to win a creative competitor tournament in the past is booked. It cannot be played in the tournament. All other singles competitors are legal, subject to 2020 vision. This includes the World Division, Underworld Division, all of them. They're all legal. There will be 5 bullet rounds in the tournament. There will be a 2-hour and 30-minute time limit for all 5 matches to be played. Any player that wins at least 3 of the matches in the opening stages will advance to the top cut. There will be stipulations in the top cut. With the exception of the finals match, all of the matches in the top cut will use one of the following stipulations: steel chain, steel cage, ring of fire, or Liger's Den. Before each round in the top cut, there will be a random drawing to see which stipulation will be used. That stipulation will be used for every match in the round. The finals match will be a tables, ladders, and chains match. The winner of Sunshine Smackdown 2026 will be able to create a competitor in Supershow the game. Players who are attending Sunshine Smackdown will receive 3 promo cards. Those promo cards are follow-up strike number 16, diminished lock. If you have another strike in play, discard 2 cards from your hand and add 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. Lead submission number 12, Stolen Valor. If you have another lead in play, bury up to 3 cards in your hand and draw the same number of cards plus 1. The final promo card, Unacceptable Sized Suplex. If you have another follow-up in play, draw 1 card. Stop derailed. Derailed has blank text. From what I understand, this is a grapple card. I believe it's a lead grapple at number 11. I could be wrong on that, but that's my best understanding of what that is. Those are the promo cards. Those are the details for Sunshine Smackdown 2026, taking place at House Rules Gaming in Kissimmee, Florida. Tickets, as far as I know, still available for sale on House Rules Gaming's website. After Sunshine Smackdown, there is a wrestling show featuring special guest TJ Marconi, who will be at Sunshine Smackdown. He'll be at this wrestling show. If you're interested in going, I believe there's still time to be part of that. Reach out to Bob Dunn through Facebook Messenger. Let him know that you would like to participate in that. He will give you the details. Sunshine Smackdown and this tribute wrestling show happening Saturday, January 17th in Kissimmee, Florida, House Rules Gaming. CaptainCon news. We have a lot of news revolving around CaptainCon that came out over this past week. First, I'll start with the event schedule. Friday, January 30th, 6 p.m., there will be a singles event that night at CaptainCon. World's division booked. All other singles competitors legal, subject to 2020 vision. There will potentially be an Underworld contender shot given to the winner. So the winner of this Friday night tournament may earn a shot at the LFF Underworld Championship. Saturday, noon, there's going to be Create a Competitor Tournament, the old school Create a Competitor Tournament. You must use an old school competitor to play in this tournament. The old school competitors on the Hall of Fame list are booked. Players cannot play as Gendre, the Gigantic Grenoble, or Cactusac. Additionally, some competitors in the old school division have an original version and an old school pack version. Competitors like the High Roller, Vanilla Gorilla, Hollywood. You can only use the newer versions of those competitors, the newer old school versions. You can't use the originals. You can't use the original competitor. You can't use the original finishes. They are made to be cross-compatible. You can mix and match the finishes normally. You can't do that for this tournament. Players will not be able to use spectacles in the tournament. They can use one of two entrances. I believe the entrances are Jump the Bell and Keeping the LFF Old School. They must build their 1 through 27 decks from a limited card pool. That card pool consists of the cards that were in Wave 2 of the old school releases and the cards that were in the 10th anniversary box set for Supershow the game. The preliminary stages will be Swiss rounds, no disqualification matches in the Swiss rounds, and then there will be a top cut. Matches in the top cut will have stipulations. They will be old school variations of known stipulations. There will be diversity in the top cut. What does that mean? If multiple players would, based on their record, make the top cut playing the same competitor. So if 4 people would make the top cut playing Sticky the Salamander Sailboat, for example, only the player with the best record with that competitor will advance. The rest will be eliminated from the top cut. There may be matches set up specifically in the Swiss rounds to try to alleviate the diversity problem. So players are eliminated from the top cut before they would even make the top cut. That's the old school tournament. 6 p.m. Saturday, January 31st at CaptainCon will be the World Championship event. I haven't seen a lot of details about this. I would say all singles competitors legal, subject to 2020 vision. Entrances, spectacles, full tournament match. Stipulations. The current stipulation pool for this time period is ladder, lumberjack, Liger's Den, and last competitor standing. Those stipulations, as well as main event stipulation, dark match stipulation, and a no disqualification stipulation, are all potential stipulations you can see in tournaments when there's no stipulation pool specified. That would be for the World Championship. That would also be for the singles event on Friday. And potentially, although unlikely, for the noon tag team event on Sunday, February 1st. This tag team event will be a double elimination event. They'll try to get it completed before CaptainCon ends. A lot of times, it's very difficult to do so. That may have to wrap up at a later date through online play. Those are the events for CaptainCon. In addition to the events, the SRG Award Show will be going on Saturday night at the same time as the World Championship event. The nomination period for that has closed. I'm very surprised they've already closed the nomination period. That's really early. They normally give you more than a little over a week to make nominations, so I'm very surprised that they never came out and said, here's the deadline. They just closed it. Not very happy with that. They should give people a heads up of when they need to get their nominations in. So if they want to make nominations, they can. To just close it without warning, I think is a bad practice. They are doing something different this year. They've actually put out another form with a list of the nominees that they've already decided on, so people can actually vote directly on who they want to see win the awards. This is something I've never seen them do. If you would like to vote on that, go to the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook, find the post. What I did was I went to the featured button at the top of the Facebook page, clicked it. It was the first post that popped up. It had the link. That takes you to the form if you want to vote on the nominees. And then the powers that be at SRG, I assume, will take those votes and their own opinions and come up with the winners for the SRG Awards in 2025. There will be a number of new releases coming out at CaptainCon. We're going to get 3 new Scallywag competitors. We're going to get Everyone's Enemy. We're going to get Prince of the Seas, Logan Lagoon. And we're going to get an alternate art version of Commodore Terrascope. Everyone's Enemy, Power 8, Technique 6, Agility 10, Strike 9, Submission 5, Grapple 7. Gimmick: when your opponent forces you to bury or discard any number of cards from your hand, your opponent buries the same number of cards from their hand. Prince of the Seas, Logan Lagoon, Power 7, Technique 6, Agility 9, Strike 5, Submission 8, Grapple 10. During your turn, when you hit a card with a stop sign icon, your next roll is +1. That would include hitting a finish that is also a stop. If you do that, you'll get a +1 to the finish roll. There are 3 daily promos at the follow-up spots from number 16 to number 18. They all have basically the same text. Follow-up strike at 16, Swashbuckle Barrage. For each strike you have in play, choose up to 1 non-finished card in your opponent's discard pile and put it into play. Number 17, Follow-up Grapple, Dropping Dead Weight. Same text, but it's for each grapple you have in play. And number 18, Follow-up Submission, High Seas Heel Hold. Same text, but for each submission you have in play. Those, from what I understand, are the daily promos. I hope they're sold as well on the website for people who can't go to CaptainCon. We have 3 new Scallywag finishes. These can be used with any competitor that has the Scallywag logo. Finish strike number 28, the Chain of Torment. +2 to technique, +1 to strike. When this card is in your discard pile, after you force your opponent to reroll their turn roll, you may discard 1 card from your hand to add this card to your hand. Finish grapple number 29, Skullfire Whirlwind, +3 to grapple. If you forced your opponent to reroll their last turn roll, you may reroll your finish roll. And finish submission at number 30, Chained in the Tide, +1 to power, +2 to technique, +1 to submission. If stopped, discard 1 card from your hand, then add 1 follow-up submission from your discard pile to your hand. Those are the 3 new finishes. We also have 2 new ship entrances. These entrance cards can be used with any competitor that has the Scallywag logo. First entrance, the Sky Tyrant. After you roll these skills for your turn roll, technique, agility, submission, and grapple, search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your discard pile. Shuffle your deck and draw 1 card. That's the first entrance. The second entrance, the Crown of Lac Noir. After you roll these skills for your turn roll, technique, and technique, your turn roll is +1. Those are the cards that are releasing at CaptainCon. I always hope they put these on the website, but a lot of times they're only available in person at CaptainCon. So if you want to get your hands on those, ask someone to pick them up for you. That's the best thing I can suggest. Speaking of cards releasing, outside of those, we do have a little bit of news about cards releasing over the next couple of months. This month, we should have the Monarch Aiko Sugiyama, Just Doug, and the Super Lucha of Vanilla Gorilla releasing. Next month, February, we should have the Ladder Deck, Ace Diamond, the Misfits, Baby Chaos, and the President's Day deck with Competitor coming out in February. One last bit of CaptainCon news, a championship match announcement. There will be a defense of the LFF Tornado Tag Team Championship. The current champion is Simple Chuck, champion with Final Form Dick Thunderlips. He will be defending at CaptainCon in a triad match. One of the challengers in the triad match has been announced. The Italian Bombata, using his Tornado Tag Team creation, the Paddock, will be one of the two challengers taking on Simple Chuck for the LFF Tornado Tag Team Championship. We have not yet had an announcement from Tornado Tag Team General Manager Hold the Line Harry as to who the second challenger will be. I will report that when I have it. Speaking of Hold the Line Harry, I have an update for Harry's Tornado Holiday Extravaganza Tournament. We have reached the finals for the winner's bracket. Brock Smith, the GOAT playing as Fashion Popos, will take on Rowdy Ron playing as Ninja Firebirds in the winner's bracket finals. In the loser's bracket, we have 4 matches. Ricky Riot versus the Foreman, Flame Fighter versus Brian Wait For It Schmitz, the Starbreaker Trey Cantrell versus the Collector Sean Loeb, and Nick Nemesis versus the New York Phenom. 4 of those players will be eliminated. 4 will continue on in the loser's bracket, going for a shot at the tournament win, trying to get back to face whoever comes out of the winner's bracket as the winner's bracket champion. Those are the main stories from this week outside of the online tournament and featured match results. I do have some odds and ends to go through. Let me go through those right now in no particular order. There had been some question about the promo cards from the Rip and Ship Arena Super Lucha event. Those promo cards have the Rip and Ship Arena logo in the name. Do we consider the name of those cards to include Rip and Ship or not? The answer is yes. We do consider those to have those words in the name for keyword competitors. We have the next challenger for the LFF Hardcore Champion, Zach Ashley. Kempo Kenny will be his next challenger. No details outside of that. Congratulations to Kempo Kenny for getting a shot at the LFF Hardcore Championship. We should sometime later this month have a match between Candyman Dan and the Flame Fighter, both using the Super Lucha competitor Firestarter, where the winner of that match will go on to get a shot at the Super Lucha Championship held by John Pulverino. No details other than that's something that is planned to happen later this month. Brief CCC news. The first match in the 2025 Creative Competitor Competition is supposed to happen next week. It's going to be a fatal 4-way match. No details about how the match is going to be run. No details about who is going to be in the match. I don't know why they don't give that out farther in advance of when the match will happen to give the people in the match time to make promos. To me, that's what the CCC is about. Making promos, putting your competitor out there. And so the more time people in the competition have to do that, the better. I don't know why they're not doing that. I think it would be better if they did. Submissions for the Create a Card competition have closed. Here is a very rough list of the competitors that have moved on to the next phase. I assume this list will be refined and we'll get something more official from Steve Resk, the SRG boss. But this is the rough list. And I apologize if I miss a card or two. Again, this is a rough list. But the cards that are in consideration for the next phase of the Create a Card competition are Chain Extravaganza, American Backcracker, No Cell, Briefcase Shot, Under Your Spell, Momentum Swing, Kick in the Blank, Bell Ringer, Ring Collapse, No Chance in Hell, Hell of a Kick, Higher Goals, Adrenaline Rush, Overhand Wrist Lock, Victory Roll, Under Pressure, Boss Neck Adjustment, 2 turntables and a microphone, Hey Bartender, Ego Boost, and Canadian Destroyer. Canadian Destroyer is a card I kind of came up with on the fly as the contest submission period was ending. I'm surprised to see it move on to the next step of the contest. I hope good things happen with it. Rowdy Ron has announced that he will hold another contenders event for the Deep Six Championship. This is the championship where the players playing for it can have no more than 6 stop cards in their deck. So that's something coming on the horizon, no details outside of it's something that will happen in the future. Big Picture Premium is looking for people who might be interested in participating in online play on a couple of the shows they're going to be running. They're looking for volunteers for a Tuesday show. They're looking for volunteers for a Wednesday show. If you would like to be considered for one of those nights, there's a post on the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook. I believe that post is from yesterday as I'm recording this, January 10th. It could be the 9th, but from one of those 2 dates, find the post from Ref Dave, David Posthumous, and post a comment if you'd like to be considered. And now let's talk about the online tournaments and featured matches from this past week. I'll start Monday with a match for the Deep Six Championship. The challenger, Eddie Fury, challenging with the Heathen Cruel. The champion, Swaggy D, champion with Fast Hands Cam. The match ends up going to Crowd Meter 1. The winner of Crowd Meter 1, new champion, Eddie Fury. Congratulations to Eddie Fury for becoming the Deep Six champion. We also on Monday had Monday Night Fights. Underworld Division Tournament, 10 players, 4 bullet rounds, and then a cut to a top 4. No stipulation in the semifinals. The finals match and the third place match were both ladder matches. Your top 4 were in 4th place, playing as Big Daddy Bookter, Chugonomics. In 3rd place, playing as Evilise, La Sicaria, Sam Stanton. In 2nd place, playing as HR herself, and the winner of Monday Night Fights, playing as SRG Mom, Rowdy Ron. Congratulations to Rowdy Ron for winning Monday Night Fights. Now, the GOAT Brock Smith had announced that the winner of last Thursday's tournament and the winner of Monday Night Fights would play in a match where the winner would get a shot at the LFF United States Championship. Colby Cram won the last Thursday event. Rowdy Ron won this Monday night. So those two men will face off for a shot at the LFF United States Championship. Colby Cram used Yamato Hama in his Thursday event victory. I do not know if Yamato Hama, off the top of my head, is a United States Division competitor. If not, I believe he has to pick a different competitor to use for the match at a shot at the belt. Thursday, we have Thursday boss fights. This was also an Underworld Division tournament. 11 players played in 4 bullet rounds, and then they cut to a top 5. 3 players received a bye to the semifinals. 2 played off in a ladder match for the last spot in the semifinals. The semifinal matches were Liger's Den matches. The finals match and the third place match were dark matches. Your top 5 were in 5th place, playing as Mayor of the Chain Gang, Robert the Brain Dunn. In 4th place, playing as the original version of Director of Operations Dave Marisak, the Lethal Endorser. In 3rd place, playing as the new version of EC3, Sam Stanton. In 2nd place, playing as the original version of Bjorn the Norseman himself, and the winner of Thursday Boss Fights, playing as Baby Chaos, the Chosen One, Colby Cram. Congratulations to the Chosen One for winning Thursday night. Sunday, we had Sunday Night Fights. 2 matches on the match card for Sunday Night Fights. The opening match for the Veterans Championship. The challenger, Evan Harris, playing as Isaac. The champion, Jacob Denmark, playing as the Mad Custodian. This was a very lopsided match. The champion was winning the majority of the turn rolls, and at crowd meter 0, the champion hits a finish, the challenger unable to break out, and so Jacob Denmark successfully defends the Veterans Championship. Congratulations to Jacob Denmark. The final match of Sunday Night Fights was for the LFF Trios Championship. The challenger, Le Penguin, challenging with Mew World Order. The champion, the Screaming Danchi, champion with Team Valiant, the Collector Sean Loeb version of Team Valiant. This was a long, hard-fought match. At crowd meter 0, Le Penguin wins the first turn, able to hit a finish that's also a lead on the first turn. Rolls a 30, the champion able to break out, but the challenger continues the pressure through the majority of the match. Takes the match all the way to crowd meter 3. At crowd meter 3, the momentum swings back to the champion, and he is able to eventually hit the finish and successfully defend. Congratulations to the Screaming Danchi for a successful defense. After each of these matches, we learned who the next challengers were. The next challenger for the Veterans Championship will be Spencer Vance. Spencer Vance will use his own competitor, Spencer Vance, the Boatswain's mate. For the Trios Championship, the next challenger will be the Cheetah. The Cheetah will also be using Team Valiant, but it's a different version of Team Valiant. It's the Masked Llama version. Going from memory, from what I understand, both competitors will have the same stat line and the same gimmick. The Collector Sean Loeb version of Team Valiant can use El Super Hombre finishes, the Rising Sun finishes, and the Collector Sean Loeb finishes. The version the Cheetah will be using, he can use the El Super Hombre finishes, the Rising Sun finishes, or the Masked Llama finishes. This is in addition to the Team Valiant finishes themselves. Team Valiant comes with a set of 3 finish cards. Tickets for the next Grand Gathering 6, also went on sale, became available for purchase during Sunday Night Fights. There's the standard ticket at $120, the VIP ticket at $150, or There was a special first 30 category of tickets, also $120. It gets you everything that the standard ticket gets, plus a special limited competitor that will debut at Grand Gathering 6. The VIP ticket also includes that competitor. It'll include a t-shirt, and it will include prize cards, promo cards, one of which will likely be exclusive for VIPs. We also found out during Sunday Night Fights that the next Supermania, after the one at the end of this month, Supermania 3, will happen live at Grand Gathering 6. It will be Friday night at 8 p.m. at Grand Gathering 6. We also received a bit of an update about the tag team event at CaptainCon at the end of the month. The tag team event may actually start earlier. They may allow people to start playing their matches prior to Sunday, so you'd sign up before Sunday, and they would start before Sunday. You just play your matches whenever you want, because it looks like there will only be a couple of hours after the event starts on Sunday to get the event finished before the convention closes. As far as things coming up for next week, we should have a Monday Night Fights. We'll likely have a Thursday event as well. Check supershowthegame.com for details about that. Check the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook for details. We should have Dojo Tuesday night, twitch.tv/SRGUniverse. We should have Talk of the Universe Wednesday and Expanding the Universe on Thursday. We should find out, and I'm thinking we'll have the next CCC match starting next Friday potentially, so be aware of that. Watch Talk of the Universe to see who's going to be the 4 people in the match, the 4 competitors. If JAC is one of the 4, I urge you as always to vote for JAC. Speaking of voting, I mentioned earlier in the show the nominee list. The Outlaw Mudcast is once again nominated for the SRG Awards. Please vote for the Outlaw Mudcast. Oldest, longest running, and I would say best Super show in the game. Again, I am biased because it's my show, but I can be biased. Sticking along the lines of voting, we did get also a brief update during Sunday Night Fights, the after show portion, that the list of potential cards in the creative card competition is going to be narrowed down to 3 cards. We should find out what those 3 cards are on the next episode of Talk of the Universe, and find out how we can vote for which card will win. I'll keep watching for information about that. One last thing about shows. Ignite, one of the Big Picture Premium programs, is likely not coming back to the Big Picture Premium Twitch channel until sometime in February. So for people who are following Ignite, it looks like they're going to be taking the rest of January off, and they will return in February. One last thing, slight promo for next Sunday Night Fights. There should be an LFF Junior Heavyweight Championship match and an LFF Global Championship match. Again, card subject to change. I will report on those on next week's show, assuming they happen as advertised. With that being said, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Outlaw Mudcast. I would like to thank all of you for listening, and good day.